Hey, it's Lowry Smith of the Commander Smiths here with just an opening from a purchase that I got using credit that I send into Cardkingdom. This is just an easy way not to spend real money and just get rid of extras. It's a lot quicker and bulkier than like doing trades like on CardSphere or wherever you do it. But this is just kind of a way that I get a bunch of cards that I want, and it works out quite well. Let's start off. We have Memory Jar. This is a beautiful version of it, but the FTV foils exiled. This was like $40 on a reserve list card. Memory Jar is a fantastic card as well, so pretty happy with that. Edge foiled Yavimaya Cradle of Growth. That was about 13, $14 there. I didn't have kind of like a foil version of it yet, but it's one of my favorite cards. And so I did get a beard version, and I was happy with that. And then I have a proxy that Doji sent me one day, and that was great as well. Hashtag Team Force Walk, baby. We have a Sunken Ruins. I believe this is the completing the set on this style. I don't know, whatever it was called at this point. But a masterpiece. I don't remember what it was, but it was kind of right in there with really hard to get in packs from Zendikar. Um, oh, I should say, Commander Smiths is a podcast that generally records every Monday. Audio normally comes out on Wednesday. We do our best, but we are pretty much weekly on the dot all the time. We've been going for 7 years, so we've been around for a while. Beautiful card. Finish that collection. So check us out. And then we have a Secret Lair Doomsday. Ooh, that is quite pretty. This is the first version that I got of this Secret Lair because I did not get this one. Just wasn't my style, but I don't have a Doomsday, so I wanted one. We have Angonsaurus Rex, pretty cheap on the cycling. I, for some reason, like cycling. It feels like a bad mechanic, but better than Morph, and I'm kind of a sucker for Morph as well. So I don't use them, but I like to have them type thing. We have Mu Yan Ling, just a foil of some of the newer cards here. Repurposing Bay, like if you're just going to get new versions of old good cards, might as well at least get a little bit of it before they skyrocket. Got two of those. You got Valor's Flagship, which we got a foil version of that. Just a big old beefy vehicle. Might as well like it, right? Bloodroot Apothecary. I made a Calamax poison deck, and this is gonna get in there somehow. Luminous Brood March, fucking under $2, and so this is just my third one. It's a great way to protect creatures and whatnot. I should turn the brightness up. Look at that, a lot better now. So very cool in that regard. Prosperous Bandit. I don't even remember what this does, but it was kind of cool, right? Get treasures for having a deal combat damage. So I like that. Got a couple of those. Kind of like a bad shoot. I don't even know. It's bad. How about that? Demonic Covenant. It's just demon drawing cards. It's an enchantment, but it's a demon tribal kind of card. Kindred. Duplicate foil. Got this for my Ketramos deck. Just pimping stuff out. We have Morbid Opportunity or Opportunist. The foils are real cheap now with the reprints and remastered. So go get a couple of those. Just go through that whole set. That's kind of what I did. So pretty cheap on Cathar's Crusade, old border or retro border foils. Got only one. I thought I got two. That'd be silly. Chalice of Life, old border. I love this card. Conjurer's Closet. Got two foils in the old border in that regard. Cryptolith Fragment. Just doing stuff. Heartless Summoning, old border foil. I got a thing for the old borders. Got four of those. I don't know what it is. I just got a thing for the card. Never play it, but these were like 90 cents or something, so worth it. Hermit Druid, holy shit, that looks gorgeous. We got that poster art foil. I want to say this was like 15-ish bucks. But I mean the non-foil regular from Stronghold used to be 20 before the list printing. So this was I think this is well worth it at this point, especially off of credit. You got Hopeful Initiate. Did I get more than one? Ugh. Okay, well, I already had some foils of this anyway. But Old Border looks good. Same thing, retro foil with Hullbreaker Horror. Real cheap, under $3. It's the way to go. Huntmaster of the Fells, got that Old Border foil. Looking good on both sides. Yeah, I like that. Mausoleum Wanderer. I think I got two arts. Yeah, Old Border foil and the broken frame art or whatever, full art. So they both look good. I love that card. Spider spawning, getting spiders for creatures in the graveyard. Old Border. Probably paid more for this than I wanted, but it's still under a buck. But it's pretty cool, and maybe like the Wise Mothman deck or something like that. I don't know. Thing in the Ice foil retro frame. Probably want to play this more. I just only had one horror deck. Through the Breach Old Border foil. This one's probably going to get banned, but I want to say this was like $4 anyway. So Traverse the Ulvenwald. Not a bad foil either. That was like 2, 3-ish bucks. Vanquish the Horde. Full art foil. That was like 2, 3-ish bucks. Westfell Abbey. Old retro foils. Those are gorgeous. We got Vile Spawn Spider. You got the what was that like the showcase or whatever when they like combine the last Innistrad sets, and these foils they go for a lot. This was still cheap, but I like it because it's similar to the spider spawning. So I dig that. Utopia Tree, you know what? This has been around forever. And I have not had it in a long time. So it's like $2. Not bad. Raw Monsoon Mage. These planeswalkers, when they're cheap, they're worth getting. Like they're just this one's really good for your red blue spellslinger decks. Tameo's 30 plus, Ajani's 30 plus. But the Soren's pretty cheap. This is pretty cheap. Um there's got to be one more in there. I just don't quite remember it. So it is what it is. Legion Loyalty. I just have been finding myself playing this card more and more, basically because of like blink decks really like the ETB effect, and so why not? You don't have to blink it, and it just kind of does its thing. You can be real aggressive with it. It's a nice game ender. Ooh, hey, yep. Judith, you know what? I've been playing this deck since it kind of came out. Judith, I did not want to get a foil of it because I thought the deck was too mean, but it plays really nice. And it doesn't tend to make the games too bad. So I'll foil the commander and make it last a little bit longer. Control of the court, draw 4 cards, discard 3 cards at random. You know what? Drawing 4 cards for 3 and only or 2 does something. I don't like the random per se, but it's not a bad one either. Aspirant's Ascent and Prosthetic Injector. These are just foil toxic cards that I got for that Calamax poison deck. Same thing with Serum Snare. It's Bounce, Proliferate. Lumbering World Wagon. When it enters or attacks, you get to go get a land and put it into play tapped like a basic land. Like that's pretty darn good. That's pretty darn good. I'm surprised it was like a buck or two. Cryptic Command, Judge Foil. It's a gorgeous card. I know the art's been used a couple of times, but Judge Foil is the way to go. I'd say it was like 10, $11. Living Death Sorcery, another one for Ketramos. Getting the foil version. It was either this or the FTV foil, and I do kind of like this style of art, the poster style. So I dig it. A little bit of Clue stuff going on. Borrow Strike Captain. You got Genesis Chamber foil. This is like the cheapest version at like $6. So I was gonna go with that, but if I could have gotten like Battle Bond at like under 10, I probably would have picked that over this, but it is what it is. And then Karn's Bastion, which is Wakanda Skyscraper. This is sitting at like 4-ish bucks, really cheap. And being that like doesn't matter how much they reprint Karn's Bastion, it's always going to be like a buck or two card. I see this just kind of going up, and I'm going to be building some Marvel decks anyway. One more, probably about a third of what that was anyway. So this should be a bit quicker. If you're enjoying this, remember to hit the thumbs up or subscribe, or just sit back and enjoy, or share with some friends, whatever you want to do. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Whoop, little sticker. I you know what? Land of War Visionary, ETBs draw a card, taps for a mana. 3 coming out for 3 is a little bit rough, but you know what? I've really liked the card. So I picked up 2 of those for some reason. Mold Drifter, Secret Lair, that was sitting at a buck or 2. So not bad to get 2. Swords to Plowshare, Secret Lair art. This is the non-foil. The foil's like 70 bucks out of my price range. And this one was a little hard to pull the trigger on at like 5 bucks, but still, it's kind of an alt art, really cool looking, really Dutch. Makes me like reminds me of a beer, you like Urkel. I don't know. I don't know. Unmasked foil secret layer that looks gorgeous as well. And so glad to be a distraction. My wife tells me that too all the time. But unmask, for some reason, this card always kind of jumps up to 20 bucks, and I figured I'd get a foil version and then I can unload it or just whatever other version I have. Sphinx's tutelage. This is special guest art. I want to say it was like 3 or 4 bucks. Um, and you know what? I'm not really a mill player, but Adam is. But if I am going to build a mill deck, I can dig this. Storm Killed Artist. I just keep on using the card and need more foils of it. Pit of Offerings. It exiles lands from your graveyard, so it's a catch for most card. Um, Battlefield Improvisation. This one, target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. That creature is attacking. If that creature is attacking, you may attach any number of equipment you control to it. So, it's pretty cool. Yeah. So just equipping a bunch of it. This one has gone up. It was like 4 bucks, so that was a little rough, but I just felt like it kept on going up, so I just pulled the trigger. Over encumbered. I like this one because it goes in my um the mayor deck. God darn it. Combo. But yeah, it's making it hard for somebody to attack. So that's not a bad deal. Apex of Power foil, getting that for my Rowan deck that likes losing life, and then I pay, basically pay red, and do a bunch of stuff. Quick question: how do you feel about Rot Curse Rikasha? I am really FOMO'd on it. Will you be adding it to your next list? You know what? I'm guessing that this is from the is that clone? The one that turns everything into a clone? You'll have to let me know. I'm not 100% on all the new cards yet. I haven't like broken down and looked at everything super hard. So I'm psyched about the Spirit Dragons, and that's everything that I kind of know at this point. So, but if it's that clone one from the graveyard, let me know. Cloudkin Seer. I just like it for blinking. I have it in one of my decks. I don't know. Probably Genku. Uh 2 mana demon that is a 5/5. Oh man, I don't know if I know that one. I might have to look it up. Ashen Rider for the Ketramos. Workhorse, removing 1/1 counters from mana. Monumental Henge, probably for this new uh Zerta deck that I'm building, but looks gorgeous. Shillingar. This is also in the Comball deck for the tokens that it can make. Orzhov Signet for the Comball deck. Volt Charge for that Um, Calamax Poison deck for the Proliferate. Burning Sands. Whenever a creature is put into a graveyard from play, that creature's controller sacrifices a land. I feel like I already got this. I might have stretched a little bit there. Shalai Voice of Plenty. Oh, that looks fucked. I'm gonna have to see if that's what I wanted. If I got it half-ass used, or did I get near min? I don't know. I don't like that. Angel of Deliverance. It exiles. I'm not going to use that. Withered Wretch for the Ketramos deck. That looks good. That's been going up on the foil. Ethereal Absolution for that Comball deck. Carrying Call. Instant copying for the Infect Calamax deck. Triton Tactics is just kind of an on-tapper and a protector. Stuff like that. Thopter Fabricator, making tokens, and one that I was super psyched about, Sigil of Sleep. I've been looking at this card forever to get it in foil. This was 10 bucks as a common, but from Urza's Destiny. Whenever the enchanted creature deals damage to a player, return target creature that player controls to its owner's hand. Um, I'm gonna tell everybody that sees this, like, if you put this in a Nekasar deck, it's over. You land this on Nekasar, you wheel, everybody has to draw 7, take 7, bounce 7. It's a game ender in there. Hey, that is it. If you enjoyed, share, like, sub with the Commander Smiths. Bye.